Hi! Welcome to part 1 of my review featuring the Terminator RPG core rulebook. If you haven't seen my other Terminator RPG reviews, please check out the playlist in the description below. This is the role-playing game where humanity fights for survival against the autonomous network known as Skynet. This rulebook has it all: the core system, the character creation process, rules for vehicles, equipment, weapons, antagonists, allies, and it even includes 2 missions and information to create your own campaigns, of course. Now let's talk about the quality of the PDF. The quality is great. Everything is well written and explained. The organization is good. You have bookmarks and hyperlinks. You will have no trouble at all when navigating this PDF. The illustrations are pretty amazing for the most part. They look like really high quality graphic novel illustrations. And it makes sense, because this Terminator RPG is not only based on the films, it's also based on the comic books. So the quality is top notch. The graphic design also looks pretty amazing. It has this sort of futuristic look. Sometimes it has this computer screen background, and other times it exhibits this sort of metallic sheen. So truly the quality is superb. Now let's talk about the contents. The book starts with an introduction. We are talking the very basics, from theme to rules. In the 2020s, the machines look like us. Cybernetic Terminators made of metal, clothed in human flesh. Mechanical monsters light up the landscape with searing plasma bolts. They sweep the ruins to slaughter us. They think they have won. But there is one last chance for humankind. A secret weapon that Skynet in its infinite calculations could never have anticipated. You. You were born to resist. Either you're too stubborn or too stupid to roll over and die. You are armed and ready to do whatever is necessary to save your people, to save the entire human species. The technophobic dystopian future world of the Terminator is a result of humankind's arrogance. As happens so often in the world, we are responsible for the very thing that is killing us. As time would have it, the present has caught up to that future. The threat is real, and the threat is now. The player characters participate in this mechanized nightmare, and the game master is referred to as the director in this role-playing game. So the entire experience occurs in an alternative post-apocalyptic version of real life in the 2020s. The player characters participate as resistance fighters, trying to stop Skynet from exterminating humanity. The Terminator RPG also allows you to play natives of any historical time period, targeted by the Terminators and trying to stay alive as a future hell is unleashed around you. You can play in any time zone, including the 1980s, the dark years of the 2020s, and a possible further future burning Earth of 2041, nearly 20 years after. As expected, this Terminator RPG contains rules for time travel. From its inception, the Terminator franchise has been about second chances, that chance to rewind the clock and approach a problem with hindsight in mind. This applies to a machine that's looking to alter the past just as much as it applies to you. If your character is killed, a new one can be brought in from the future, past, or present. That new character can be many things: another resistance fighter, someone from another time, even an alternate you from a divergent timeline. This RPG also includes guidelines to play as a cyborg. So normally, a lot of the action happens in the 2020s, less than a decade before John Connor will lead a unified uprising in a desperate fatal assault against Skynet's main servers. For the inhabitants of this ravaged world, that's still a long time away. Right now, there is chaos. There is no organized human resistance. There is no organized anything. This isn't the 2020s, you know. There isn't even civilization. Only a combination of mechanized, chemical, and bioengineered death. Drink from the wrong water tap and you'll wind up with a belly full of tumors. Stay out in the rain too long and you'll take 20 years off your life. In this world, nukes blasted the last vestiges of civilization away decades ago. The machines have won, and you are on your own. This is a post-apocalyptic world of self-survival. Small bands of humans live like lonely rats. Scavengers and raiders squabble over who gets to steal the next guy's fuel and water. The end is here. Humankind has fractured into small tribes and factions ruled by whomever has the biggest stick, the warlords. These self-proclaimed kingpins come from all walks of life: ex-military, gang leaders, police, religious leaders, organized crime, anyone who was able to hold on to weapons and resources when the bombs fell. The warlords have carved their own little fiefdoms out of the rubble. They demand tribute from those living in their territories under the pretense of providing them security and justice. If you're a stranger with nothing to barter, you'd best rethink wandering into the wrong zone. If you're going to trade, you better not be stupid enough to carry the goods on you. If murder machines weren't bad enough, humans are still trying to kill each other. It's survival of the fittest, until the fittest get their skulls crushed beneath metal hoops and tank treads. Even when people are scratching each other's eyes out over a crust of bread, they know to stop when they hear the whine of servos and the flat thump of a plasma rifle. Everyone knows when the machines come, you hide or you die. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we're going to continue taking a look at this dystopian history resulting from a technocracy. It's pretty clear that the Terminator RPG remains quite faithful to the movies and the comic books. I would say that in general, its theme and flavor focuses more on the first two films, although there are some elements from other films, for example, the possibility of playing as a cyborg. Thank you for watching this part of the review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending drive-thru RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.